ONGATET TV, source of knowledge.
Chamgetitab Kalenjin nito ko boroindo age notochin eng logoiwekab emet kong'ete ketesiet notok nebo ONGATET nesomonwo kwane chepkoe Safina ang ketaune logoiwek eng nwagindo. Sire 400 kaitetab biik chekokinam komesubi ng'atutik chebo kirindaetab COVID-19 eng kaunti notok nebo Homa Bay. Kakibete sabet kibariotinik cheite 300 eng emet notok nebo Chad. Kakoe kandoindet nenel nebo emetab Cuba Miguel Diaz-Canel yekangobelis eng lewenisiet. Itagat eng logoiwek tugul. Kitaune logoiwek kobun county inotok nebo Homa Bay ole kakomwa county commissioner Moses Lilan kole ite 484 kaitetab biik chotok chekokinam eng arawanitok bo ang'wan kosubkei ak chemesubi ng'atutik chotok chebo kirindaetab corona. Kamwa county commissioner inotok kole tesetai operation eng county inotok asikobit kenenet letaetabkei nebo miondo notok nebo corona.
And it is going to be more thorough. It is going to be more thorough. For those who have chosen not to comply, I think they will find it a bit difficult now. Because for the last 2 weeks, we've done massive crackdowns across the county. We were able to arrest 318 persons without face masks, and all of them were taken into court and charged. We have also arrested 166 persons who were found, within the curfew hours. And in total, we have 484 persons who were taken in the last 14 days. We also impounded 11 motor vehicles. These ones were found to have flouted the requirement in terms of capacity. We also impounded 33 motorcycles, some of which were found outside curfew hours, within the curfew hours. Others also carrying pillion passengers without masks, without helmets, in all this. So this crackdown is ongoing, and what will be of more importance for us is the fact that all our enforcement officers have been given very strict instructions to enforce this. We are doing crackdowns in all major centers, the training centers, the towns. We are also doing crackdowns in the villages. Well, like last week, I think we did an arrest in a market center known as, Ipasi, where some people have, they are taken into playing pool games. Yeah, when people are going home, they remain behind playing pool games up to midnight, and that is very wrong. That is very wrong, because the curfew is still there. The curfew order is still in force, and we don't expect people again to be doing all this. Finally, also, there is an observation that in a number of places, we are seeing games and gaming activities coming back. When you go to major, playing grounds, you find a lot of people now engaged in playing. And I think the order that we are working with outlawed many of these activities. So again, there has to be caution that
Yekimangune county notok nebo Homa Bay, kebendi akoi county notok nebo Bungoma, ole kakinyor bortab chi agenge ne naat ko kanetindet nebo secondary school ko kakobet ine sobenyi eng koinyi. Kamwa biikab kokwet kole kochame chichotok koe mayek, kit nekibwotyin kele koityi kot kobete sobenyi.
Naitwa Madam Irene Wamalwa, Assistant Chief to Sublocation. Nimesikitika kupoteza mwenyeji wangu wa Maliki Village na anaitwa David Wanjala Mutambo. Ni mwalimu wa Kimatuni Secondary School. Amekuwa akiishi na watu vizuri, lakini kitu kimeaffect sana kifo chake ni kukunywa kupita kiwango. Alikuja akashikamana na wenyeji wa marafiki zake wenye wako tu nyumbani na ikawa anazoelea ulevi sana. Nimejaribu kusaidiana na yeye pamoja na bibi yake kwa ajili ya akapate kuacha mambo na ulevi, arejelea majukumu ya boma. Kwa ofisi yangu amekuwako karibu mara 5 nikijaribu kumsaidia aache ulevi wa kupindukia. Lakini sasa ni kama pombe imeingia katika damu yake sana. Sasa kila asubuhi pengine amukie kulewa, jioni tena atalewa, lakini shule alikuwa akienda.
Majina yangu ni William Wafula Mutambo. Mimi ndiyo baba wa David Mutambo. Asubuhi ya leo alichelewa kuamka, na tulipokuja kuangalia tumepata amekufa.
Asubuhi tuliamka vizuri tu vile tunaamka, alafu tukaangalia ndugu yetu akwa ameamka, kwenda kuitana kuangalia apumui, na tukajua yuko na sisi tena.
Ni mtu ambaye alikonjeka, lakini wakati alikuwa tu mzima, lakini ni mtu ambaye anakunywa kidogo, anatembea na kunywa na kurudi. Pengine alikunywa na pengine alikuwa chakula. Sasa pombe ikamsika. Ana bibi yake na mtoto. Na bibi alikuwa ameenda nyumbani tu about a week ago. Mimi siwezi kusema tabia yake ni mbaya kwa sababu yeye ni mwalimu wa secondary.
Eng logoiwek kobunu ematunwekab sang ko kakomwa meya netononjin nganaset notok nebo Cape Town eng emet notok nebo South Africa kole kokomis maat notok koityi tulwet nebo Table nekobel ekarishek chesire 400 chebo korikab biik ak sukulit notok nebo barak. Akoi nguni kotesetai chikilisiet akobo taunetab mayatak.
The outside of the UCT precinct next to Zonnebloem across to Warmer Estate and Vredehoek. There is no spread of the fire. We have experienced firefighters on scene to stop the fires in this tract. So I'm happy with that process.
All fires are scaring, okay? The last fire was massive. It was more than a fire, but this one is more windy.
Kakibete sobet kiboriotinik chotok cheite 300 eng komasta notok nebo murot katam eng emet notok nebo Chad. Kabit nitok eng kasartab wikit agenge kotab kwai emonotok lewenisiet ole koibelis kandoindet nekomi kicheret Idris Deby.
As you can see, we've stopped the rebels and we've captured some of them. Others have fled, but we are now combing the region to get them.
We assure all residents of the city of N'Djamena and around, including diplomatic staff, United Nations agents, partners, and expats working in Chad to stay calm and avoid unnecessary travel outside the city. We call on all essential state workers on duty in the Kenam region, in particular in the medical service, not to desert their positions and to continue normally with their public service for the population.
emet notok nebo India ole tesetai kowendi barak letaetabkei nebo miondo notok nebo corona. Eng kasartab saishek 24 koite biik 300,000 chekokonam miondo notok nebo corona ako icheket cheibeti sobet koite biik 1,600. Akot kounotok kokakokoito emonotok ng'atutik chotok chebo curfew koityi kanaset notok nebo Delhi.
This is all anecdotal or personal experience. Is there are younger patients who are being admitted into hospital and are more sick than the type of disease that young patients usually have, which is mild to moderate.
In most cases, we've only seen one area of the virus mutating from the original virus. In this case, we have 2 separate mutation sites, which is really concerning because, as you know, every time that we have a mutation, we're worried about increased transmissibility, increased threat of death, and a lack of ability of our vaccines to work.
I think the guard was let down not just by Indians, but by Indian leaders. Massive election rallies were held, and subsequently the massive Hindu festival of Kumbh. All are contributing towards this massive surge.
Yeah, I don't think the Indian government is very keen to own up to the fact that there is an Indian variant now after the South African or the UK or the Brazilian variants. And so it's a kind of case of vaccine nationalism gone wrong. And I think that's a cause of great concern now.
Very stressed. Some of the southern states, some of the better performing health systems from earlier times who did face the brunt in the first wave are relatively better prepared. You can make that out by less crisis on the oxygen front. But some of the large Hindi-speaking states where the wave has hit the big way for the first time, getting more than 10,000 numbers per day, they are really reeling because their hospital capacities were underwhelmed even earlier, and now there is an overwhelming infection. They are hardly able to cope.
Eng logoiwek chotok chebo polatet kebendi akoi emet notok nebo Cuba ole kakobelis kandoindet Miguel Diaz-Canel eng lewenisiet neo nekokiyai eng emonotok. Inendet ko kandoindet netai nebo kondochi emonotok kong'etegei koib kicheret inendet newendi kamung'et Raul Castro eng kenyit notok nebo 1959.
Raúl, por legitimidad.
Comrade Raúl, for legitimacy and because Cuba needs him, will be consulted on the most important strategic decisions for the destiny of the nation.
We expect positive changes because the younger generation is more modern in accordance with our times and open to changes that we need, especially in the economy.
Part of the Cuban families are struggling in a humanitarian scale crisis, and the answer of the regime have been more repression, more violence. In their case, to have the slightest opening means for them to put their absolute power at risk. And that is something that they don't want to do.
Chotok logoiwek chekakimuch keibun eng betutab raini kong'etegei ketesiet nebo ONGATET nekasomonwo kwane Safina amagun kembout nemie.